everybody, this is the third time I start the recording. So, no shocks this time. Everybody to the standard pose. Welcome to Fate Weavers, our bi-weekly tabletop RPG extravaganza, something, we play something. So, today we are missing Calum, so you guys have nobody to blame for stupid, poorly decisions. So we
just have to deal with his consequences.
Yeah,
fair. That's fair.
We will just blame Malish for everything.
Dude, why? No. Okay, so getting back on to where we left off. Last time, the group had inconveniences with a perfectly planned, perfectly works for literally everybody bridge, and where another
lies.
Another feline with wings
Fake news.
came flying from underneath the miasma, opening up a hole, mounting atop a giant, kind of like monstrous mosquito / half hybrid human arms. The group battled as this other winged kitty tried to take our winged kitty, Kaulike, to underneath the clouds for unknown reasons, wielding some sort of strong power that would turn all of the beast walkers into mindless followers. And after successfully surviving with nobody being dragged underneath the miasma, the group finally managed to make their way to the other side of the bridge into the new district that they are going to be exploring, Lorelei, district number 10, if I'm correct. So, we left Shoralf and Sustut back on the previous district as they were recollecting their thoughts. They are still in Almian. And the group made their way to Lorelei. Last thing you saw as you climbed the cliff was a giant farm, as far as I could see, separated by very carefully planned roads that make some sort of square grid. Every crop was perfectly standing, resisting the wind. Despite the harsh climate, everything seemed as the most perfect group farm that you have ever seen. Some of you guys, I'm going to say Ephraim, pretty much, and maybe a little bit of Quotl and Eric if you are interested in crops and stuff like that. Nersandia does have some crops. The capital doesn't really, but you may know a little bit. But Ephraim, you are the one that definitely sees some of the crops and the fauna and flora of Lorelei as soon as you enter into this giant farm. You see stuff like the celestial blossom, a delicate flower that blooms only under certain light conditions, and it emits a soft, radiant glow. So these blossoms are planted every 10 or so meters in the road. Right now, since it's day, they are not glowing, but you do know that as the sun sets, these are going to illuminate and create a path, some sort of bioluminescence. And the other one that you see a lot is sky grain, this sort of blended corn crop that has been infused with a lot of magic, so it can sustain and withstand all of the harsh winds. This looks pretty much similar to corn, but it's slightly shorter, with the seeds and the bulbs starting from a lower height. So as everybody looks at the giant farm atop of them, some companions left behind, and a death experience very, very close. What is everybody doing?
Is it possible
for me to pick one of the luminescent flowers, or?
Yes, there's nobody around. Even though this seems like a giant farm, you don't see people everywhere. In fact, there's nobody in the vicinity that you can see.
Vishal will turn back into, well, humanoid form instead of eagle form.
Waddling along as an eagle.
We'll spend some time to activate his eyes and trying to see if there are any lingering effects on Ephraim and Eric from the fall just below the miasma.
You open your eyes, you start seeing the lesser spirits roaming around. This district is covered in the green spirits, the earth lesser spirits, which you haven't seen a variety of them. You don't see anything that calls your attention, both in Eric and Ephraim. You don't see the corruption spouting or anything.
Right, great.
Just remind me, GM, because I did watch last episode. Kaine went down. Is she still with us, or is she?
Kaine went down. She was burned from the hip down. So she's wearing like some tattered clothes covering her hips. But she is still with you. In fact, she goes like, well, hello everybody, welcome to Lorelei, home of my shitty family.
Oh, you're from here?
Well, I am technically from Ephraim, my dear, but from Elam.
I had to think. I had to stop there for a second and think.
Too many names.
It's all this time.
Too many fantasy names. I am technically from Elam. I live there with my brother. But my fathers, they live here on Kerth. So, welcome to the most boring district of all.
Kerth, you said?
Yes, Kerth. Kirth.
K-I?
Performs one of the most important services for everyone, surely.
Nah, dog ears. This is the most boring district, definitely. It's just crops and crops and crops. Oh, there's a vineyard, so there's wine. I prefer the beer, but.
What is wine?
I don't know. Should you're
Grapefruit beer.
Yes.
No, not bad. Not bad. I mean, it will have the same effect.
You know, we just grabbed the Whisper Vine. We have this lovely event where all of the women get their boots out and we just start dancing on top of the Whisper Wine, and then we leave the liquid in a barrel containing some magic for about a week or so, and then we get wine.
What is the beautiful flower called again?
Oh, that one. That is just a celestial blossom, a little thing that the Keepers of Light created to illuminate the paths during the evening.
It's beautiful.
Oh well, I guess that you are going to like the evergreen orchards then.
Well, it's a lot nicer than what's just happened, so it'll be more beautiful.
I mean, I am sure glad to not be on one of the bridges where some idiot is trying to burn me alive.
Yes. Yes, there is that. Do you require some healing before we proceed, or shall we proceed in?
Beautiful furry is worried about me, little old me. Don't worry, little stallion. I have beer. And you see that she grabs like a little keg from one of the backpacks and starts pouring a keg of beer for herself.
Oh, well, I don't even need to use my own magic. I made the elixir earlier. We were just too much going on, and well, you know, I wouldn't have used it.
Hey, dog ears.
But if you need it,
Sure, you can touch me whenever you want.
good to know. Straight face. So it will do 2d4. Yeah. 2d4 plus 4. The kind of. That will be 12.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Between that and fun enough, you see that as you guys are walking throughout these fields, she starts taking sips of the beer. And you see that some of the burned skin starts to regenerate slightly and take more of a normal color again.
What is that in your beer? It seems some of your wounds are closing by that. With that.
Well, yeah, the other day I had a talk with the great Bunny and she recommended that I add some little spice to the beer. And ever since I did that, it's stronger, so maybe the pretty boy over there won't like it, she points to Bishar. But often enough, it's a good taste.
What do you mean I won't like it?
You do seem to not appreciate Mirko's involvement in anything.
Or do you prefer wine?
I haven't really had much of either, to be honest, but I'm always open to new experiences.
Be my guest, and she pushes the keg of spicy beer onto your chest.
Fisher will take a large sip.
It is like a warm beer. It's not cool or anything, and for some reason it tastes like spicy, as if whenever you eat like spicy Indian cuisine. So I'm going to need Bishar to make a Constitution saving throw.
Lightweight.
12.
Bishar is tipsy. But you do heal 8 points of heal.
Wow, it's great. Since I took no damage in the fight. But still.
I was gonna say, did we take any damage? I don't think most of us didn't.
I don't know, but you heal regardless.
Like,
Oh, that's pretty good.
I think there was some emotional damage done.
Can't heal for that.
Well, the spiciness is a little of an acquired taste, you know. Fancy noble girl over there, I gave it to her and she kind of like started coughing like crazy. I crying, tears of joy, sure. And you see that Rolling Stone is like,
Yes. Well,
Oh, may I taste it?
when you're living in the wild, any kind of flavoring is usually welcome. So I like it. It's good.
you see kind of like goes, yeah, I think you're old enough, girl. And
Grab your hands.
she kind of gives you the warm, spicy beer.
It's good.
I need Kauliki to make a Constitution saving throw.
15 plus 8.
You're good. Ah, see, my dear girl here, she knows how to take some beer. Now then, let us be on our way. You guys make your way following the path. Have you ever been driving on a road and the only thing that you see to the sides are the same crop over and over and over again? And it starts to kind of turn into that endless fields. For about an hour or two, it's like that as you are walking. You don't really see anybody on the same road as you, though from time to time you look out to the branching roads and you do see some people working the fields. You see small couple of houses and buildings together, almost as if some families had started living closer together to facilitate some of their needs, creating small communities. But for the most part of the road, you shall see like one house and then kilometers of fields. As the sun starts to set, Kaine goes, "Oh, look over there! Looks like we have made our halfway point through the road. Welcome to the Celestial Falls." And you see there's about 10 or so houses underneath of a hill, and it's one of the only deformations in the terrain that you have seen. It's one of the only elevations. Everything has seemed to be so plain, and there's this hill, and from the top of the hill, which is a very easy to climb hill, not more than maybe 50 or so meters, there's like this river coming out of nowhere, and you see as it flows down following some of the roads on the fields, and it seems to go away onto what you would expect to be the cliff of this drifter land. Yay, one of the 7 wonders of Lorelei.
It's pretty.
You don't sound very impressed.
It's water.
No point.
It's water. What else do you want?
How many times have you seen it then?
Well, I used to walk here every day for about 10 years. So, a couple.
What are the other 6 wonders of Lorelei?
Well, you have the Verdant Labyrinth. A stupid druid wanted to create like this intricate labyrinth and put like a chest in the middle. Supposedly was intended to be one of the festivities of the yearly procession, but didn't work out too good. Kind of difficult. A couple of kids were lost, and then the druid was kind of like burned alive. You have the Silent Stones. It's some people say that it's just one of the farmers that was bored and started putting like stones, or maybe a cow or something. Some other people say that this mysterious arrangement of stones just came out of by the providence of a god. You'll never know. There's the Ether Mill, this old mill that was before the fracturing. And ever since the fracturing has been taken by the keepers to be kind of like a silo and cover all of the grains for the next year. There's the Evergreen Orchards back into Ink Earth. It's kind of like a place where the keepers experiment with some plants to create better crops. There's the Enchanting Vineyard and the winery, and there's the Whisper Song Fields, which is about half a day travel over there. It's just a lot of crops. But some people say that if nobody's speaking, you can hear them singing with the winds.
Well, when you put it like that, the water air stone sprouting a river from the top of a hill doesn't really sound that impressive, to be honest. I kind of agree with you.
It's just water coming out of nowhere.
Yes.
So, the sun is starting to settle. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to keep walking? You have one more day of walking to make it to Kerth, and from there you can make your way towards any of the other districts.
Well, if we're going to make camp somewhere, this might be a good place to do it. At least we have fresh water over here.
Yes. I think it would not be wise to push on unnecessarily. I think for now we should set up camp and then take watch, just in case.
Yeah.
So you are going to set a camp in the middle of the road.
Off to the side. We're not
Yeah.
gonna be.
Next to the water, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going
In the
to...
time we've been walking, have we seen anyone?
Anyone?
Goodbye.
Not on the same road. You've seen people like on the branching roads, working on the fields. Particularly on the last hour or so, you started to see some of the farmers making their way back to some sort of home as the sun started to set. Nobody really caught your attention or walked close enough for you to talk to them without having to like veer away from the path. So you guys are going to set a camp in a road close to the waterfall, to the Celestial
Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's perfect. So you guys make your camp. There are like a couple of houses about a kilometer away. You see the light of
Oh,
them.
just kilometer.
Yeah.
Couldn't we just walk towards the houses and ask for a bed?
Are they big enough?
It's
Houses?
rude, don't you think? To just go up to a random
More like
house. And...
aphids.
I mean, there's like 8 of us.
Yeah, we are quite a large group. Unless. Actually, having said that,
They
Martin.
could have us in the barn.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Is
Yeah,
there
barn. Big barn.
yeah, is there like a barn or farmhouse?
In the
around?
small buildings that you pass on your way over here, you didn't see like barns or animals. You did see like some small silos and maybe like really small animals like chickens or stuff like that. You didn't walk close to any of the houses though.
Okay.
But you didn't see like cows on the open field or anything. It seems to just be crops. What you did see is that every about 5 kilometers or so, the crops seem to change to something else. Ephraim, why don't you make me a nature check, and Bishar, since you know a little bit about farming, why don't you also do a nature check?
+1.
The druid of no nature.
10.
7.
10.
23.
23, nice.
Ooh.
So yeah, for a long stretch of time, pretty much you get the feeling that the first 20 or so kilometers, since you started walking from the cliffside all the way to the middle of the land, you saw only sky grain. Because if you look at the map on World Anvil, you will see that the town of Kerth is in the exact middle of this plain, of this drifterland. So it seems, and kinda will actually let you know that everything surrounding the cliffside is just sky grain, because it's the one that resists the winds the better. But as soon as you make your way into like the inner part of this district, it seems like every 5 or so kilometers the crop seems to change into something different, and you see glimmerleaf tea leaves, which Ephraim will know that it's a tea plant that can be brewed, and it creates like this warm golden hued tea with calming effects, very useful for anxiety and stress. One of the main exports actually to the capital for the nobles. You see the giant cabbages, which is a variety of cabbage infused with magical energy, and Kaine knows that when it's cooked it releases like a magical aura that enhances flavor and makes everything more stronger. So if you have like a spicy thing combined with this cabbage, it's like super spicy.
Koto is looking directly at that cabbage.
You come over like a small vineyard that has enchant berry, which is like this shoe-like fruit with sparkling core. It's really sweet. It's almost like eating raw sugar with a lot of juices and flavor. Really popular among children. And Ephraim, the last one that you know is the stormroot, which is a tuber that grows very deep into the earth, almost like potatoes, and it seems to absorb the charges of storms and electricity. And when it's properly prepared, which is really difficult, only very skilled farmers and chefs use this root. It provides like a burst of energy that people say allows them to go out into the middle of a thunderstorm and don't be afraid of anything.
Are the crops like up to the road?
Yes, the road even is like there's like no fences or wire per se. It's just like a small wooden posts with these with the celestial bloom that seems to be marking some sort of path for people to walk. And for some reason, it doesn't seem like carts or people maintain the roads. It just seems that the crops themselves know not to grow past this point.
I would like.
Huh? I mean,
Snacker.
have you ever
like
eaten like a raw crop?
Like the berries, yes, of course.
Oh yeah, the berries, yeah, no problem.
Or fresh mini.
The cabbage.
Not that too, but the mini corn. The young corn.
Oh, yeah.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Everything is on the cob. On the way.
So, yeah, it seems like this place is kept by some sort of magical nature that seems to have created a lot of order into very specific sections. And yeah, you make your camp very close to the river. And yeah, are you going to mount watches, or it's a very starry night? You see the fractured moon on top of you, and there's a lot of noises of different insects, but not many animals. You don't seem to hear like birds or owls or anything like that.
Before we start going into the night proper, I would like to open the library.
Yeah, sure.
Questions.
You just put the key into the middle of nowhere, a door opens, transition happens, Persona style, and you are transported into this arcane library, covered by vines and white marble, greeted by this magnifying floating glass with paper clips as eyebrows. What is your question? What is the information that Bishar most desires at this point? And is anybody else coming with Bishar to the archive?
I'll give it a go, but I don't want a psychedelic vision again. Because that always seems to happen.
Sure. I would like to learn more about the city on top of the enormous flying halls underneath the miasma. And if I can, also about the ever dying and regenerating tree, which I saw once I dip below mist.
Okay, so you can learn about one piece of information that counts as 2. So which one would be about the city or
Let's go
about
with the first one then, the city.
Okay, you have basic knowledge, meaning that you saw it. So go ahead and roll history.
16. History. 11.
Bishar starts being taken down the stairs by this little tiny squirrel that is mounted atop your shoulder. The information you find is that that place is called Equoria. It used to be one of the only traveling cities in the world before the fracturing. It was a city of commerce and innovation and technology, with one of the gods living on it. The city was atop the back of one of the giant horses, one of the mythical creatures created by this god, which you don't know the name, and it was home mostly to gnomes, orcs, dwarves. It was driven by commerce, visiting every holy city, and the last thing you know is that it was defended by an elite force of warriors, magically enhanced, called the Rilinchi. RILINDJI. I will put it into the Discord, don't worry.
Thank you.
Who else is looking for some information here? Let's go with Foto.
I would like to know about, because this has been playing on his mind since the very big incident. Astrium, the voice that he heard, or the name that he heard while they were in the temple below the miasma, and he got all that extra magic stuff from. And he would like to learn about who they are.
Okay. Roll me history. You don't have prior knowledge about that.
No. Oh, it's a natural one. 4 or 5.
For the next hour, there's like this very fast rabbit trying to lead you downstairs. You lose track of the rabbit and you end up lost in a maze of books until you are expelled from the archive.
The
Sorry.
turtle didn't win this day.
What about Eric?
Eric will. He's of 2 minds. He wants to know about Eliza's origin. But he also kind of wants to get a book about deciphering codes, because obviously the message he got from his mother way back when Quartos did the first sending is still kind of playing on his mind. I'm actually going to roll odds and evens to see which question comes out to the forefront of his mind. So we'll say... Oh, no, that's caught. We'll say Decipher is odds, and Eliza will be evens. Odds. So go for a book with deciphering code.
Okay. Go ahead and in this case you will be sent immediately to like a place like that. So let's just roll investigation in this case to see how much you understand of the book.
Go. That's not a bad roll. Investigations. Oh, I forgot. I only got a 1 on investigation. 14.
14. So based on what you read on the book about picking up on certain patterns and words with enunciation different something that could be very common but at the same time have a different meaning. You start to learn a little bit about something used on the dark guilds called Thieves' Cant. Um, you don't comprehend the message immediately, but you get the feeling that it's hidden in plain sight. Something about bringing your girlfriend back home, and the specific word used, girlfriend, catches your attention. Maybe with a little bit more of information, you will finally decipher the message.
Okay.
Kaulike.
Who is Joralf?
Roll me history or investigation. Make it investigation.
That's the same. What is that? That is a cat on my desk. That is a 13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
You are taken down by a goose into the same hallway
Sure.
where Ephraim found Shoralf, with a wooden table made out of mahogany in the middle. The table seems to be covered in scratch marks and hit by an axe repeatedly. There's a mess in this place, almost as if books had been taken out and not put back again. You start reading on the same books that he was reading. They are extremely complex books about demonology, old history. There's a little bit information about everything and everywhere from a different amount of ages and eras. Nothing seems to make sense in the beginning. Near the end of the hour, you start to make some sort of like connecting the dots and making sense about the connection between the demons and the gods and the fall of a couple of cities, about Tiar Milan. You start making like a roadmap, but before you are able to come to any piece of information that would make sense, you are pulled away immediately out of the archive as your time is up.
Okay.
Ephraim, did you go into the archive?
Yes. He'd be tossing up between two different ideas. Both related to what we've related to what we've just seen. So I kind of roll between them, but either it is like more information on miasma and magically like created miasma and how that works. Or more information about I think he would say, think of it as angelic beast waters. So we'll see. Okay, miasma.
Go ahead and roll
So
investigation.
he's basically looking for the investigation. 23 again?
23. And what are you looking for specifically about the miasma?
Essentially like the creation and like the qualities of miasma.
The creation or the qualities? I need you to pick one.
This will go for like the qualities.
Qualities. So you come across some notes that seem to be from some sort of scientist, and they start going about weird experiments where they would grab someone. It's almost like a journal, and it goes day 1. The purple clouds appeared. We have no idea what it is, but we seem to be flying in the sky. day 2, some commotion happened in town, and some people wounded up almost dead. They won't recover, so I have proposed an experiment. Day number 3, the experiment has been approved. We are going to lower them with a giant magical rope, and it comes into like the depiction of how over a couple of weeks and months meticulously they started lowering people with held by a rope down into contact with the miasma for shorter periods of time at first, and then for prolonged periods of time. Apparently, if you are just touched by it for like less than a couple of seconds, nothing seems to happen. But sustained exposure to this toxic cloud seems to start corrupting the self, almost in a similar fashion as to when you are close to a powerful demon, as you start to become dark touch. Extended contact with the miasma seems to start mutating the body in a way that it turns the flesh into some sort of ooze and goo, melting it away and turning it into part of the miasma itself. These experiments don't have any theory or conclusion as to what the miasma itself is, only as to what happens when a mortal creature touches the miasma. And with that, Ephraim is also expelled from the archive as the door closes. So, you guys make camp. What are you doing?
I think Eric will just do the usual. Just make sure there's nothing too crazy going around the campsite. Make sure we're safe for the night. Once we do that, he'll probably volunteer to do first watch.
I'll do second.
Jesus, my spells.
Or I can do deferred.
What
I'm
do you
gonna
do?
pop out Karpar with Eric.
Eric, as everybody goes to sleep, you do see Kaine and Thuras talking a little bit, sharing some couple of beers, and even Thuras coughing from the spice of the beers. After everybody collapses, I need you to just roll me a d100, please.
Ooh, don't get to roll these very often. So is the sorcerer who's rolling these d100s. Wonder why. I don't know if that's good or not. 93. 9-3.
93, okay. Let me open up my thingy.
I don't like that you're opening a thing.
I would, if my computer would let me open up my thingy. But too many things going at once. Okay, let's take. Okay. Eric, the watch is pretty much nothing much happens. You just are accompanied by the noises of countless of insects going around. There's no birds, there's nothing, which after having come from the forest of Almeria, it's kind of unsettling. You get the feeling that it's maybe because there are no trees around here. The night, your watch seems to go by without problem, but as you are almost about to wake up Bishar, Karpar starts gnarling at something and kind of goes up and starts following something in the shadows.
Can I cannot remember. I don't think I've got dark vision. I'll grab a torch. I say torch. I'll grab I'll grab a torch from my pack, light it with the campfire. Grab my glaive, and I'll stalk behind, keeping an eye out to see what it's going after.
Make a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Oh.
Because it's dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got a torch with me, so, you know, maybe that helps. Who knows? However... 8.
You start looking around, following Carper, and you don't find anything. You don't see anything. You just wait for a couple of moments, and the hound seems to just sit and start going. As you see a small thing going away, and you see some of the crops as they bend a little bit. You get the feeling that maybe it was some sort of rat or something.
Can I just expend just a real quick spiritual sense, just to make sure it's not anything crazy?
Yeah.
So I just hang on. Where is it? Any celestial fiend or undead?
No.
Within 60 feet.
No, nothing.
I'll give the dog scritches belly rubs and say, "Come on."
Yep.
And probably would have throughout the night, throughout my watch anyway, catalog and study giant runes, and try to understand the formula to apply runes from protective runes as such.
Okay. Why don't you make me an investigation or arcana check, please?
What is my arcana? Oh, you're always asking for the shitty rolls.
Mama.
Right, that's fine. We'll go arcana because this makes more sense. That is an 18, so 19.
You start looking at your journal, you look at your armor. This armor that has your own runes and has been improved somehow by Kaulik's and Ephraim's touches. The ways the metal bend, the ways that it causes resilience, you start to connect different paths, which takes your mind back to when you were back in Nersandia, studying the runes with the team of the scientists and the investigators, and you start going over some different types of runes as you level up. And which rune do you discover how to make it work?
Yeah, so I think he would discover it and get part of that carving. You know how not chisel, but you know how they use to carve indents into the metal. Conscious that it's late at night, but he will very gently start to carve runes from the stone hints, and we'll basically connect each of the runes, but the runes will almost form almost like a storm lightning bolt sort of effects onto the pauldrons.
Yeah, nice. As your watch ends, who do you wake up and how?
I will gently nudge Vishal.
Any problems?
Just vermin, but nothing to worry about.
All right. Sleep well.
Have a good watch.
Fisha will make use of the absence of city light and trees and the clear night to basically draw the constellations and stars and the environment in his journal. He's been falling behind a bit, and it's a nice opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, you don't even need to set up any light or anything between the campfire and the glowing bioluminescence of these small blooms marking a path. You have enough light to draw perfectly comfortable. You feel invigorated by these shiny glowing flowers, almost as if they are accompanying you on your night.
Great.
Make me a perception check, please.
Perception, you say?
Perception, I say.
Oh, that's 9 plus 8, so 17.
17. For most of your watch, nothing happens, except around the middle of your watch, you start seeing some of the crops as they move slightly, as if something was crawling in between them. You do see a rat, the size of a big hand, like a chunky rat, approach from the middle. As it crosses eyes with you, it seems to get back immediately into the crops.
Alright. As long as nothing further happens, I will just continue my watch, I suppose.
No, nothing much happens during your watch. What other thing kind of happens is that you concentrate on your book, on your constellations, on your star journal, and you just start looking at the stars from a different point, almost as if you are not on the same point as where you were when last time you did this. You get the feeling that this is because the drifterlands are indeed moving around and you are looking at the constellations from a different angle. You take this idea of looking at everything from a different angle and start drawing on your journal as you level up and you gain your 5th level slots.
Great. Awesome.
Who do you wake up and how?
I think Quartal said he would take third watch, if I remember correctly. So I will just nudge Quartal, like rock him a bit if he's inside his shell to try and wake him up.
Okay.
Pop out.
Quattle.
Time. There's some vermin out there, but nothing too big.
Okay. Shall take a look around.
Yeah. Quattle. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check and tell me what you are spending your watch doing?
Disadvantage because I don't have night vision.
Yep.
16.
16. And are you doing anything during your watch?
He's been fairly frustrated, especially with him getting the run around by a rabbit in the library, and he's just still thinking about that temple and the voice he heard, and just thinking on it, and just trying to think about who or what they were.
As you are trying to think about the voice that you heard 2 weeks ago, I think, on that temple, you do hear a voice in your head. You hear a voice go almost muffled, as if you are sleeping and waking up hearing this voice. Oh, he will wake up. Oh, he's waking up. And as you hear the voice saying, "Oh, he's waking up," you open your eyes and you yourself are inside of a house. It's warm, it's cozy, there's a fireplace, everything seems so rustic and so comfy. You look around and you see this tall Albion woman looking at you as you are laying on a bed. Bryn, you are next to that woman. Why don't you describe what your Albion looks like?
She's very tall with slender features, and a short, sort of roughly cut brown hair, which her ears poke out when her ears poke up through. And she has a fairly simple but well-constructed sort of like leather shirt and pants, with also gloves and some relatively fancy-looking boots. Well, hello there. You've been asleep for quite a while.
Do you remember who you are?
Do you? Do you recognize me? Do you recognize this room?
No.
Sometimes happens. Well, how about I take you around and get you acquainted with everything? I mean, just yesterday you were up and about. You sure you don't remember anything?
No, just remember taking watch and that's about it.
I'm not sure why we don't have any need for that. I mean, I suppose in case some of the newt traders come, but well, no, I'll show you around. And so you're taking through what is this very, very quaint, very, very picturesque, you know, quite rustic and simple, but still very picturesque cottage. All made of sort of wooden and basic with a cobble floor. You know, basic. There's kind of like a contained fire that acts as like a stove. You know, a basic wash basin that appears to be fed from the roof. Then you're taken out, and I mean, it's beautiful. Again, some buildings are very similar construction everywhere else, just sort of very almost artistically placed, and there's not that many of them, a few dozen, maybe 30 or 40, in this little town, and you can see it's surrounded on all sides by this forest, and there are distant mountains on the as you can see at the horizon. But as you look out, you see, I mean, there's just people, all elves, milling around. The distance, towards the edge of town, you see some farmers working on some crops and so on. Seems like a lovely town. Well, I can show you around however you wish. I mean, I suppose you'll need a tour if you haven't. If you don't remember anything.
I think that would be best to get my bearings, jog my memory, perhaps.
Quaddle, you
Yes,
look at
yes,
your hand, and this time you have Albion hands. You can feel the ears starting to flop a little bit. Maybe around 20 years or so, you get a feeling.
So this settlement is called Lorathium. It's a lovely little place. We're fairly isolated, but we do get occasional newts coming in. I think we'll see a few of them today. But I'll have to be off at that point. Let me show you around it, and so AzerrA will take you, around these various buildings. There is not a store in the sense that you buy things, but a store in the sense of like a small warehouse that keeps all like the larger supplies and the crops that the individual homeowners don't have space to keep themselves. There's like a small kind of, you might call it a tavern, kind of a communal eating area. Almost like a very rustic form of like a hostel kitchen in a way. And continuing, you see that everybody seems to be doing well, to be enjoying the time. You watch as when you first got up, it was sort of the sun was just a glow behind sort of the mountains in the distance. It was this very uniform kind of sheen on the edge, as you can see at the horizon. But now that the sun's come up, the sort of the full glow has kind of cast everything in quite a strong light. Just taking a now. I'm trying to remember what exactly you did. I've been here for a few months, but this does happen occasionally. People forget themselves. You do get new people like that every now and then. I mean, if we just walk to different, does anywhere that looks familiar? I don't know.
Does anywhere look familiar?
It's a very traditional town in the middle of a grove, in the middle of a forest. There are some farms. They seem to be using terraces, farms. It's mostly populated by Alps. There's nothing other than Alps. Maybe some farm animals. You, as Bryn is giving you the tour, you do see throughout the day some people seem to be entering into trance and resting, making almost like a siesta in the middle of the day. They seem to make some sort of small worship before they start to get into their sleeping rituals. Nothing seems to be particularly familiar to you, and as you are in the middle of this day, the time seems to move forward quickly as you become accustomed to living in this small village. And a certain day, Bryn, you take it back.
So this would be maybe 3 days later, thereabouts. And you get up and you start going about your day. But in your house with AzerrA, and she was sort of saying, today there should be some new traders coming in. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. That's quite wondrous. And people who've been here a long time don't always come along, but you may as well see them for yourself. If you wish.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
All right.
And over
and you
my
see
time,
as
sorry. Over my time here, have
okay.
I seen anybody using magic, or
No, it seems to be a very traditional life, very for the land, very community driven. Other than this other Albion boy that has been giving you a tour, everybody seems to be nice and just cozy.
okay?
Yes. I'll take you there. And you can see she's just struggling a little bit. To just get organized in the morning to get ready. She's like, could you go get me my gloves from the back room? Yeah, please.
Yeah, of course.
You will have to get them when you come back. All right. Take my arm and we'll go out there. They usually come fairly early. And so as the pair of you go out through sort of the center of this little Lorathian, you see that for a lot of these people it's the day's normal, but there are a fair number who are kind of excitedly sort of going towards the edge of town and toward the one road out. As you reach the end of this sort of get to where this cobble road starts to leave town, you see there's almost kind of like a little staging post for almost like a little wooden, not a totally enclosed building, but kind of like a lean-to, so sort of to help exchange goods and to store like bulk goods temporarily before they're exchanged. And so everybody's sort of there, and you wait for maybe 20 minutes, and before you start to see these figures come from this path which winds its way towards you through the thick forest. They're tall and imposing. These very what to everyone seems, they're not totally unused to them, but they're still thoroughly strange. With the scales and what appears to be no regular skin that you're used to seeing. She's like, all right. I think there might be. Yes, there'll be one trader who want to talk to me. Why don't you come along? He may take an interest in you. He's a rather mercurial fellow.
Wander along with.
Then you see, as you're moving forward, you definitely need your arm for sort of walking a long distance to where they arrive. Martin, can you do the voice of this
Yeah.
person?
You.
Ah.
Go ahead.
Ah, my friends, it's been a while.
Certainly.
Do you have anything for me?
Well, today I bring you cheese from outside. It's going to cost a little bit, you know. Refrigeration is hard in this place.
Yes, it's surprisingly warm in the valley. Well, I will be able to compensate you. Here's my fellow here. He's just recently woken up, as it seems. He can't remember a lot. Would you have any interest in looking at him?
Strong arms, and you see that he starts moving your face almost forcefully. All the teeth, interesting. Can you speak, boy?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, certainly better than the last
He
one.
doesn't seem. Yes, he doesn't seem to like doing it, but he can. Oh. Is there anything else you need to know from him?
You see that from inside the robe, this person covered in scales pulls out like a small shard hanging from a thread, and as he lets go of the shard, it starts almost like floating a little bit before the rope tenses, and it seems to draw closer to you. Well, this one could be useful. How many cheeses would you like for this one?
At that point, Cortal would
And
know
you
what
see
was
as-
on, and he would leg it.
No, my friend, come back. And you see as you start to run away, not just like the ground, but the air in front of where you're walking, it almost starts to deform, almost as if the space itself tears, and you just run into this force, and you can't go any further back towards the town. You must. It's important that you come, and you see, almost in your vision, not in your eyes itself, but just the color and the light and everything's flickering slightly.
You start seeing, you look
Please.
straight to where you were running, and a tree that was there after the space warps, the tree is now like 2 meters to the right. The house is slightly made out of a different wood. Maybe the tone of the sky changed from a deep blue to a slightly lighter blue, and the clouds seem to have reorganized themselves quickly.
Cortal's going to try something he hasn't done before in these visions. And he's going to try and attack the person that he's been seeing with some magic.
What magic are you trying to use?
He's going to try nothing ridiculous at first. Just a ray of frost at this elf lady.
You pull out your hand, almost menacing, trying to cause something to happen, and nothing happens.
What is it? What is it doing? What? Please don't. Please come back.
The scaly
And you
figure
see-
walks next to you and goes, "Would you like to restart the experiment?" You see that he
Might have to.
hands you a handkerchief and a vial with a blue liquid.
Oh, yes, quickly. I have to. Oh, it's a big problem. I have to state them all properly. And you see now, like, more of kind of the visual structure. Everything is starting to flicker more rapidly. Like things are moving. You know, like you feel like your position even is like almost like it's like you're slightly moving back and forth in space. She's like, yes, please. Oh, you'll have to.
Don't worry, we'll get it right the next time. Maybe a little bit less forceful.
It's not that easy dealing with them.
See you on the other side. And Quotl, you see these two figures disappear out of nowhere.
Mhm.
You are left alone in this village that starts to flicker slowly. Days go by. You are the only living being in this place, abandoned, stranded. What seems to be days, many moons turn into maybe months or years, as slowly but surely you start exploring a way. It seems like the further you walk away from the center of this place, the more inconsistencies you start to find. Trees glitching, turning, transforming constantly, animals walking backwards, water flowing up. It seems that for the next 5 years the reality is collapsing until the last house standing on this reality is surrounded by a black void. And on your last day, the void seems to consume you. As you open your eyes, the same Albion, stranded, fastened with ropes to a chair. You see this Albion woman standing in front of you. She seems to be taller, with more pronounced features, covered in bathrobe, in lab coats. What do you say lastly to Quattro before putting him back into the simulation?
It's coming too. Just have to hope it doesn't remember this time.
You see the you look to your right, you look to your left. You seem to be hooked up to some sort of machine mechanism made out of an organic sort of plant, vines covering, surrounding your arms and your legs. The vines seem to at some point start to insert themselves into your skins, merging with your veins. You look to your right, to your left, you see many other elves in the same situation, all of them in a perfect sleep. They seem peaceful as they are sleeping. And you see the same scaly figure wearing a lab coat comes with a tray of tools, handing them to the Albion lady.
Thank you. Does it look like everything's going well this time?
Well, the levels are within the standard values. The root seems to be properly integrated. I don't know why this one keeps failing.
Not sure. It's something strange. It's worth investigating more.
Yes, as you say, milady. Lady Shingar is starting to grow restless. We should prepare this one to be properly handled.
Alright then. I don't want to waste any more of her time.
I would say we have time for one more experiment, if you please.
Alright.
And you start feeling how the roots grow, pulsate inside of your vein as a slumber starts taking you. You try to resist it, but you just doze off. When you wake up, you are next to a fireplace in your turtle shape. You don't see anything. You just feel a source of dark energy inside of you. And Bryn, once per long rest, you can turn one of Quotel's spells into sleep. You can force anything that comes out of him into the sleep spell.
Wait, does that work if say Quartal casts like a 5th level spell and the sleep is cast at 5th level?
Yep. It also works for the effects of meta magic. Kotal,
Spicy.
as you start opening your eyes, you seem to have fallen asleep at some point during your watch. You see how on the horizon the sun is starting to rise slowly in the next half an hour. But you do see sitting on a log in front of you a mouse, just sitting patiently looking at you in the eye.
Hello there.
Hello. The mouse responds. You seem to have had a nightmare. Squeak, squeak.
Yes, it's more the usual nowadays.
Well, there are some tea leaves over here. Maybe you could trade some of the farmers, you know. Squeak, squeak.
Is it the rat death from Terry Pratchett's This World?
No. Oh.
Don't think tea's gonna be good enough to help with whatever I have.
And what is it that you have, stranger?
Machinations of evil demons and lightning trailing me and making me see things.
Oh my squeak. That sounds like a lot.
Didn't ask for it either.
Well, I may be able to help. Squeak, squeak. And you see out of the rat an arm comes, then another arm, and it starts like
Where out of the
pushing
rats?
from the back, from like
Thank
the back.
goodness. So I was just thinking arms coming out the mouth and that sort of.
And you see how like a orcish male strong starts like pushing itself, almost like coming out of a rat, like shedding a skin. And you see a corpse of a rat is just laying there. You see an orc man in his middle 30s, something like that, long beard, covered in ceremonial paint, green skin. He has like some sort of like blue and dark, a dark ivory red cloak, and adorned by a single symbol of a golden corn. Name's Rowan, Keeper of Life.
We've seen one of your kind before.
Oh,
Know
have
of
you?
one that likes to turn into a peacock?
You will have to be a little bit more clear. There's a lot of us that like peacocks. They are majestic.
Oh, what was the fucking name?
Friend, please, there's no need to use that language. I'm sure you can
Shush.
recall the name.
I don't have it.
There's a Discord server called Names.
I know, but I want to see if I have it in my notes first. See if my notes are shit.
Clearly they are.
Yes, they are.
Soon, soon. Is it?
Are you
Am I right?
thinking about Salria, Cynthia, the
Sa-
transport?
Cynthia.
It's Sauria or Cynthia or whichever one that we decided upon, and it
Oh,
wasn't. Yeah,
Sriracha.
that's probably why.
Oh well, she is one of the trickier ones. I'm surprised that you met her. She should be in her pilgrimage.
Yes, she was just heading in a newly founded settlement, trying to help start up with the crops there.
Surprising. Tell me, stranger, what brings you to our little crop of land?
Well, we're traveling to the big old city. Just passing through.
Okay, interesting. Is there anything that an old keeper of life could help you?
Well, if you can banish these visions and nightmares, that would be nice.
Squeakly not. But I can give you a tip that may calm your, let's call them evening affairs.
At this point, sure, they're getting a bit much.
You see as he grabs like a small bag with leaves similar to the plants that you saw the day before, and he just starts like grinding them with a mortar and boiling them as everybody else wakes up to the smell of a relaxing tea not so far away from a charmole.
To what?
Charmole tea. It's a brand of Indian tea.
Oh, you mean chamomile?
Charmole.
Chamomile.
Chamomile.
Whatever.
Fantasy tea. Fantasy tea.
Flower, yellow center, white thingies.
We'll call it Chamalay Fantasy Tea.
I don't know my plans. Yeah, everybody wakes up the day.
Good morning.
Come on, whoa!
Yeah. Eric's hand initially reaching for the glaive instinctually.
Yeah, you see an orc with a large tusk and a corpse of a rat next to him.
Keeper of life. Yeah, right.
Oh, the rat. Don't worry, I will go back into his body. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, sure. Koto, who's your new friend?
Oh, just Cynthia / Sharilla, the keeper of life that we met before, the peacock. Well, this is another of their order.
Yes, though I just work locally, tending to the grains over here. Still haven't turned my pilgrimage.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And so to you, a stranger friend with the black eyes.
Oh, I apologize. My name is Harad Fischer, and I extend my hand.
My name is whatever I said 5 minutes ago.
Rowan.
Rowan.
Rowan. Are there many of you? Your order, I mean.
Depends how you say many. You can find on Kurth the guild hall. You know the Sky Weavers Guild Hall?
No.
Oh, okay, boy. Squeaky squeak. The
Squeaky squeak.
squeaky squeak is indeed. The Sky Weavers Guild Hall. It's kind of hard to miss once you are on Earth. It's the only building that seems to be inside of a tree. The only tree in the hill. It's where all of our Keeper of Life reside and where we embark our daily journeys to keep the crops and the magical fields alive. There's also where we assign the crop pilgrimage and where we train the new keepers. Also, we sometimes are graced by the visits of a member from the Lorian family to discuss what crops to make for the next season.
Sounds interesting.
We also have like a small clinic for people that go there to get medical services. You'll love it.
I think I will. Is this in the... I forgot, what was city we were traveling towards again? LM or something?
Oh
Kurt,
yeah.
Eventually.
We're traveling to Ellum. We're gonna pass through Curve.
Alright. If we were to travel towards Earth, would we come close to past this sky hall?
well, yes, the Sky Weavers Guild Hall is in the middle
Yes.
of Kurt, actually. The city
Ah,
was
great.
created as sort of like a place. I'm going to assume that you are refugees from the newest district.
Well,
Why not?
depends
Sure.
on how you define district, really. But yeah, sure.
No, I live in District 1.
Oh, so you are
You're the
one of the
best.
fancy ones.
No, not either. I don't really do fancy.
Oh well, I'm sure that having lived in the capital must have been an outstanding experience. Squeaky squeak.
Out of curiosity, do you always mix your speech with Squeak?
I squeak you not that when you pass enough time inside of a different body going squeaky squeak for everything, you will also start to squeak sometimes.
Will that happen to you? And I look at Vishal.
You can
hasn't
also
happened to me so far, to be honest.
you can also
I mean-
change shapes.
Yesterday he was an eagle.
A big
Yes.
eagle.
Oh,
Very big.
and a
One might even say a giant eagle.
Finish the rest, right?
and a powerful one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
it's a pleasure to make an acquaintance of somebody that serves the circle of life, and he extends his hand to grab you.
I will shake his hand.
Unless you're undead, where he kills you immediately.
Yeah. Oh, that's not life.
It's unlife,
The
which
pleasure is all
isn't not
mine.
life. It's still life.
Exactly. I look forward to visiting the guild hall once we pass through Kurt. Sounds very interesting.
Ooh, well, certainly. You will be greeted by many strong keepers. The Grand Keepers could maybe even recruit you into our order, since you seem to have the powers to also be in attune with the nature.
We'll see. I am attuned with nature, but I'm not sure my path will lead me towards your order. But
Well,
I'm not sure.
if
We'll
it's
find out.
of interest to Squeak you, we do have some very comprehensive plan of benefits and health. Regardless, we can take
Do you
care
offer
of our...
dental in your organization?
No, yeah, no. It's happened a
Ah.
couple of times, but the Grand Keeper ensures to avoid that.
Yeah, with all the different shape shifting, one person could be a lion and have all the sharp teeth and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means we would need to ensure that Bishar doesn't start growing feathers or say caca out of nowhere.
Well, certainly.
Right.
And speaking of feathers, I go to this feline little lady over here. Beautiful fur, by the way. Congratulations. And how?
Your mic is
Mike is
very
dying a
Yeah.
bit.
cloudy.
Mine?
Yeah.
You sound like you're underwater.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
better, better.
Better.
Better now.
Yeah.
Not as muffled. No.
So I will
Yeah.
go over to the furry lady over here. Amazing fur. Congratulations. I would certainly love to know how you keep it that silky. Yes, you. Now, it's. I apologize for the intrusion, but may you explain why you have the wings? Are you maybe like also a keeper in a partial transformation? Or. I've never seen a beast walker such as yourself.
That is a wonderful question. If you find the answer to it, I will be gladly listening to it.
Noted. Well then,
But no, I am in no shape or form a keeper of life. I am alive, I think, and I like to keep it that way.
tuk tuk.
I'd say
the heart goes
I'd say
by.
you're alive.
My heart like boop boop.
Whoa.
Like since last night.
Well, friends, it has been a lovely morning. Now that I know who you are, I will inform my rats. You shall be accompanied on your way towards Girth, and may the holy bulb be with you. If you need anything else, I'm sure another keeper will come your way.
Out of curiosity, is Curve just filled with druids?
Well, not certainly. There's a couple of us, about maybe 100 or so, in the Skyweavers Guildhall. Most people are just normal farmers and workers. Certainly, Lorelei is the district with more Keepers of Life, since our Guildhall is here.
How big is the city?
Oh, yeah, about a hill or so. Maybe like, I don't know, 10,000 people. A lot of rats, if you ask me. Squeak, squeak.
Can I ask a question? I don't mean to be judging or rude, but if
Then
there are
don't
so
be.
many druids here, so many keepers of life and nature, then why is the environment so barren, so, well, artificial? And I will
Well-
point towards all the crops in all directions.
That's an astute observation, my eagle friend. This district has been designated by the royal family as the place of crops. Sadly, in the world that we live in, top of the clouds, nature cannot sustain itself without some little magical help. You know, nutrients, water, wind, stuff like that. Kind of difficult to come by whenever the land is flying above the clouds. So we had to devise some sort of methodologies, and even there are some districts that don't require as much attention and perfection as this one. I would even say Lorelei is probably the most artificial, as you put it, district. But without it being like this, life could not be sustained in the Empire.
Alright, fair enough. I
We do
suppose.
try our best to keep nature happy and working with us.
I would expect as such. I was just merely curious. But I suppose it's a worthy sacrifice in order to allow the other districts to thrive.
Well, indeed, it could be sad, but it is. If you'd like, you could even attend one of the meetings at the. Give me a second.
Skyweaver's
At,
Guild.
at the Evergreen Orchards. There are some freelance keepers of life, or they prefer to be called more like a druid, that don't work with the Guildhall, but advocate more towards an untamed nature. They are a rowdy bunch, but they are nice people.
Alright. If I'm ever in the area, I will pay them a visit. Thank
Of
you.
course.
Can I
No.
have a vibe check? Not necessarily if he's lying, but if he is just like a stoner of a guild hall,
Okay. Oh, this guy.
or if he's just trying to recruit, or if he is actually interested in us and
Go ahead and roll
not
insight.
for
He is certainly not coming straight to you and going, "Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the nature?"
26.
At the beginning he seemed to be wary since he hasn't met you, and you are new faces in this land. You get the feeling that, based on what you know about the Keepers of Life making their rounds on a daily basis, they probably know everybody that walks into this land. He doesn't seem to be withholding information or trying to deceive in any way.
No, like he's basically a nosy Nancy or a grandma at the window looking who's coming in and out of the neighborhood.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Well, I shall be on my way. I'm making my rounds towards Curve. If maybe the Providence allows it, we shall meet again. Now, have a good day, and remember to squeak. And
Good day to you as well.
he walks towards the rat, and he touches the rat, opens the back, and starts like morphing into the rat, getting its arms back into the small body. It's a very grotesque image, and you see the rat looks up at you and goes squeak, and starts going away.
It does seem a bit convoluted, to be honest, to use the same corpse over and over again.
You're
I'm
doing that
sure.
nicer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he is recycling.
What? Sorry? Your mic is crapping out.
He is recycling. Imagine. I mean, imagine if he was doing that quite often. There'd be lots of.
Recycle.
And lots of dead rats.
Lots of dead
It starts to smell after a while, like if you haven't washed your clothes for a long time.
Perhaps he washes it.
But it's a corpse, though. I mean, you can wash it, but you can only do so much, I think.
But is the rat dead when he is in the rat? Or is the rat dead when he leaves the rat?
Well, it
Or
certainly
is the
seems
rat
dead.
even there?
We're starting to
rat.
get philosophical.
Is the rat a
Yes,
manifestation?
There is no
of
rat.
man?
Well, let's not dwell on it too much,
No.
I suppose.
No, we shouldn't.
As you
Look
guys
around.
Start packing up and going on your way. What is the plan? Are you going towards Kurt?
I think so.
Yes. I think so.
Guess so.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Carfin and Orwellum.
Okay, perfect.
It's going in a straight line.
You start walking It's going to be about a little bit over half a day of walk. Based on what you know, Kaine will all a tour guide go about the places. Oh, and this is the old Mitchell's farm and stuff like that. Kaine doesn't really shut up a lot. She tries to be talking at all times. And at some point, a little bit after you stopped to eat lunch in the road, where when the sunburns start to be felt, you do see two farmers on the opposite direction running towards you, and then they cross eyes with you, and they seem to ignore you and just turn around onto one of the diverging roads. You see on top of the above them an eagle flying and following them.
Is that our problem, or are we just going?
Vibe check the eagle? Question mark?
I think.
Yeah. What does it look like? Like, is the eagle
Is it-
hunting farmers?
Yeah.
The eagle seems to be following the farmers to where they go, and with your passive perception, because you guys have a lot, you would see that whenever the farmers stop for a second to take a breath and keep running, the eagle seems to be just orbiting around them, almost waiting for them to follow.
Can
How
I?
far away are the farmers from us currently?
At this point, I
Yeah.
would say about 50 to 100 meters.
We'll yell out, like, "Are you alright? What's going on?"
I'm sorry, stranger. There's a weird crop. And the other guy goes like, "Yeah, it's all black, dude. You come watch it." And they just keep running away.
Oh no.
Oh.
Alright. They don't seem overly concerned by the fact there's an eagle following them.
No.
No.
Considering
They are-
the amount of druids there are around.
Yeah. Alright, let's not shoot down the eagle for now.
I think
Only with
we
her crossbow.
I think we should be alright. They have their own people that can look into such things. We do not need to concern ourselves unless it is one of our cardinal friends.
Yes, alright, let's keep going for now then.
You
We
keep
will
walking
track.
on your way, and about a minute or two, you hear a loud, almost as if something impacted the ground very, very heavily. You do hear some shouts and some cries.
Where is it to relation to us?
About
Behind us.
100 or 200 meters away from where you saw the guys and the eagle darting forward. Maybe half a kilometer since you walk a couple of minutes.
Can we?
Do we?
Is it our problem?
I don't know.
Does it want to? Could it be our problem in the future?
You see how
And what is in that way?
you see how a small cloud starts to form and a lightning starts falling onto the ground.
I look at Vishar. Looks like
Yes.
one of your. Looks like I
Doesn't
think.
seem good.
No, I think.
Should
Kinda, what is that way?
That is the old Ether Mill, where most of the crops are gathered and they are processed magically, some sort of mambo shambo from the keepers to keep them alive for many, many years.
So, wait, what? It's an
So it's basically
hill
it's a
and magical
food,
crops.
it's a
Right.
food reserve bank. So
Alright.
that goes.
I
that
think
goes
we
up.
should check this one out.
destruction of food reserves is going to be very bad for the Empire.
Yes. Let's go.
So, lots of magical energy, one place, not good.
Yeah. As we're moving forward towards the commotion, can I try and perceive what is going on at this distance as we're walking?
Sure, make a perception check.
I will join you in this.
What do I know about like magical, like the methods of preservation they would use, like magically speaking?
Make either an Arcana or a Nature check.
27.
Oh, 26.
Arcana.
Natural 20, unfortunately. That's the only way I could have beaten you.
22.
22. You do know that everything that is like kind of collected into this district in Lorelei is brought to this mill. It's processed. The mill, after the fracturing, was turned into some sort of magical architectural thing that prolongs the life of all of the seeds and the grain, and they seem to be stored into these metallic giant silos that you don't really know how they work, but you know that there's some sort of magic to prolong the life. Both Eric and Bishar, you do see coming from about half a kilometer away a giant pelican flying with the two farmers that you saw mounted on top of its mouth.
And is it coming towards us or flying?
It is coming, not towards you. It's kind of like cutting in a straight line throughout the farms. You do see far into the distance, about a kilometer or something like that from you, you do see some sort of tree that was not there about a couple of minutes ago, and you see a tree kind of moving and planting itself onto the ground.
It's another demon tree. I'm gonna kill somebody.
That's where we are going to take our break.
Oh boy!
Hey, we had a rest.
Yeah,
My
no, that's
spells are
true.
refreshed.
We are fully lock and loaded for this.
Yes, no bridges to fall off of.
Nope.
Everything will be great.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes, so everybody get ready for part 2, where I need to come up with a name for this episode.
Woohoo!
Let's smash
Do
it.
we need to?
Actually, this is part
Tales
3.
Fire, by the way.
I'm already recording, by the way.
Part 3.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So,
Half for the course.
you guys make your way running. You cross a pelican that pretty much 3/4 of the group here will realize that the pelican crosses eyes with you and kind of slightly nods.
Squeak, squeak.
I was going to say pelican. I was going to say pelican because I don't know what noise a pelican makes, but
A generic screeching noise, probably.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
probably.
but yeah, and you keep running. As you are running, you can open Tailspire. You do see a giant mill. It's enormous, and when I say it's giant, I mean it's giant.
Wow.
You see a very, very big mill.
What the fuck is going on?
It's in the map. I had to build it with what I had, but the mill is built almost as if the original building had collapsed due to the shakings. Kotel, you are probably the one that knows all of this due to your architectural background. It seems almost as if the building had collapsed due to the fracturing, but it did stand a little bit. It seems to have been reinforced with vines and trees, and almost as if nature itself was holding the mill standing tall. It's other than that, you do see that the part that moves around is actually made out of like a thin fabric. For all of those of you with a good passive perception, you will see that this fabric is surrounded into like gold etching in runes, and it seems to glow in a similar way to the blooms, the glow blooms that illuminate the road during the night. it seems to be moving constantly, taking the wind, the strong wind of this place, but it seems to at the same time resist the wind to not spin uncontrollably fast. In front of the mill, oh, we lost Brin. In front of the mill, you see this. It's like a vine had taken like some sort of amalgamous form of. And we got Brin back. It's like a vine had created a body loosely following a humanoid shape, and the vines seem to be moving. They seem to be green at its core but torn like black, and they move almost like tendrils around. If you think of Avatar The Last Airbender, whenever they are in the swamp, it looks like that but darker.
Have we seen something like that before?
No, you haven't
In
seen
Grelia,
anything like
with the
that.
bushes, with the grasses?
No, even the closest thing that would come to mind would be the tree, the corrupted husk that you fought.
Ah.
And even though it seems to resemble a little bit about it, it's mostly like just earth and vines and crops themselves, kind of like in a messy tangle, trying to stand on 2 feet. But the feet are not even like walking and moving. It's almost like slithering and falling to the ground and getting back up constantly. And it seems to be moving around, going to different places, and the arm with the vines seem to go into the ground, and you see as it goes almost as if it's implanting something and then moving to another spot. Why don't you all roll me stealth?
Which map are we supposed to open, by the way? First player.
Let me get you there.
Alright, great, thanks.
So, why don't you all roll me stealth? I'm going to say all of the NPCs are standing back. They are just covering and helping like the farmers around to get out of this place.
25.
14.
Also 14.
Natural 20. Amazingly, with the start.
Big ol' 3.
Oh my god!
Okay. So you do
I have
see
0
keep
decks.
away.
What you want?
I have
Yeah.
3 decks.
that is 2 successes
Mhm.
and 3 failures. So as you are approaching, you do see how these vines notice your presence, but they seem to ignore you. I'm going to place you guys on the map over here. Over here. No, not Gara. Bishar, you are no longer in your giant eagle shape.
Hawk.
Shuralf is not here. Kerpet, Kauliki, and Quatur. I will place you guys all over here, and you can place yourselves wherever you think you'd be. The vine creature
Okay.
seems to be ignoring you.
I can't see the creature, I think.
Can I say that I
Why not?
swag like a...
Can I?
Oh, there. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I said that
Am I able to understand what it's doing?
Why don't you roll me, let's say, a nature?
Well, these will go well.
I will
Did I say
join
that
you.
I had swag one of my Swift max elixirs that I had
No fucking
made
way.
this morning?
What?
Yeah,
21.
Let's
12.
Well,
21. You get the feeling
With
based
a natural
on
20, I guess.
Yeah.
you get the feeling based on the movements and wherever it goes, it stands there for just like a couple of seconds, and then it goes to another place. And after a couple of seconds, you start seeing how the crops in the area start to wither, and they start to like very quickly become putrid as they turn black. The earth seems to be becoming barren, and after just a few couple of seconds, you see how like a new root starts to spread from the ground, like a black echoey black root.
How? Hang on. I say how
Damn.
far. Let me just check.
Distance away.
It's quite some distance away. Can I just
Yeah, how
expend a
far?
quick spiritual sense on this fellow? I know
Sure.
he's not within reach. He's not within the sort of perimeter, I guess.
What is
But
the range again?
I think it's like 60
Let
60
me
feet, but he's like right.
let me change
Uh,
I'm
something.
sorry, to him.
There we go. That's more like it. I still had everything set for like the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Aha, there we go.
There we go. Yeah. I would basically move up behind the carriage if I can to get within 60 feet and see what the hell
Okay, so
it
why
is,
don't we roll
if I
initiative
can.
just to keep track of who's doing what and in what order?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. 20 and higher.
21.
21, Bishar, nice. 15 to 20.
17.
Quarter, perfect.
18.
18. 18, Ephraim. Okay.
18. Yep.
Okay. Kotel, what's your dexterity?
No bonus.
Okay. 10 to 15. Five to 10.
14.
Okay. And what about Kaulike?
I rolled a 1. So a 4.
Okay, perfect.
Plus free.
turn is
Plus
next
free.
In that case, Bishar, you are the first one to move and react. You see this creature at this point, it seems to be ignoring you. Doesn't have any eyes, doesn't have anything. It's just like vines and crops. Think of like Katimari meets the swamp monster.
So basically, it's withering the area around, right?
And leaving like a root in its place.
Yes. I think I will try and test the waters by casting a guiding bolt for starters.
Oh, okay, straight into combat.
Yeah, because I don't really see how this thing could be beneficial in any way.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
let's just. Oh, that's a 28 to hit.
That's not hit.
I'm
that a crit?
hoping this. No, it was a 19 plus 9.
Yeah,
Oof,
no, that
so close.
definitely does not hit.
Ah, crap.
So, what's the
I'm
damage?
hoping you're joking. Otherwise, we're dead. 5, so 17 radiant damage.
Okay, 17. Let me. Okay. Give me just a second. I am widely unprepared for this. 4 mana.
Is that storm cloud still overhead or is it gone?
The cloud seems to be still there.
Good.
How much damage did you say?
17.
And that's radiant.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah. You impact. You even make a hole in between the vines, leaving a place open. The vines quickly start to reform, and the vine that was inserted onto the floor leaves, leaves a tendril, fractures in half, leaving a part of itself inside of the ground. And even though it doesn't have eyes, you get the feeling that it's turning to look at you.
It's impressive for a creature without eyes.
You get the feeling that it's looking at you.
Yes, yeah. And that's not that much point really. So that will be my turn for now.
That will be your turn. Okay, perfect. Let me change the music since we don't have our DJ. I'm the DJ today. Okay, Ephraim, you're up. You are about 67 feet.
67. Huh. So the environment is there any like? I'm trying to remember. We said, is there any fire
Is
or
Bryn
anything
here?
like that
I
in
can
the
see
building? And how close is the creature?
I see him.
Or here.
Might be on mute.
I am listening to him.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
Alright. Just continue. I will reconnect.
Okay, good.
There doesn't seem to be any fire except for the cloud. Actually, you know what? Let's roll
Okay.
for it. No, there's no fire. The lightning seems to have impacted perfectly.
There's no fire. Okay.
What is happening? We are dropping.
How close?
I think people are reconnecting so they can hear Bryn.
Yeah.
How close is How close is this creature to the rest of the structure? To the rest of the mill? Like how? Inside of
Real close. It's like 15 feet away.
Okay. In that case, how heavy does it look?
Heavy.
Catapult!
It seems to be many kilos.
Okay. Don't think he'll understand my language, so that. It's on the stone part. Okay. Just. This, and then I will press on with it.
So, what are you doing, Ephraim?
Let's try this. It doesn't look like it's very maneuverable. I will cast Flaming Sphere on it.
Flaming
And centered so it still hits it but away from the building.
Okay.
Smokey the Bear says, don't start forest fires.
So, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw if I'm correct.
I think
That is going to be a 19.
yes.
And it takes half damage.
I believe that will be a success. Yes.
So
Which
what
will
is
be-
the damage?
Roll. Loading. So, the sphere is only 5 foot in diameter, so it's quite small. So just be on the creature. Okay. So basically, I just put it over, like, on the creature over the cobble. So, but I can move subsequently. That was only 2d6, so not too much. So that is 8, but it's saved. So that would be 4 fire damage.
You see as your flaming sphere comes, some of the vines start being set on fire and the creature seems to start wiggling itself around. The vines that were set on fire seem to be taking out of its body, leaving them on the floor quickly as if in a lot of pain. Anything else, Ephraim?
Okay. Actually, I will move up into the side, so not in front of like the who was at the front, but just like kind of diagonally, maybe 20 feet.
20 feet, you would be right in front of Bishar.
Yes, I'll just go to the side of beside him.
Okay, perfect. Just like that. Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, the creature. The creature, you see, as it's wriggling in this fire, it's going to tap the root that it left on the ground, and you see as it's absorbed into the root, disappearing underneath ground, and it reappears by this tree over here.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
It's going to move close to Ephraim. Okay, and Ephraim, as you still concentrating on your flaming sphere, you see how this creature creeps, reappears almost as if manifesting from a root next to you, and it in between the vines, this mouth seems to open, vines forming like serrated teeth, and there's like viscous mucus coming, almost like holding the mouth open. And I'm going to need 40-foot cone. I'm going to need Eric, Bishar, and Ephraim to make a Constitution
Hello.
saving throw. DC 17.
Those who can't make
Oh, I can make one.
I can make it, but I didn't. 40.
Yeah, I think should be fine.
DC 17.
Let's see.
Yeah, so deal for me.
Ooh, should be good on me. We are
well,
looking
I'm
at
feeling-
22.
Okay. I'm going.
But I will use my reaction to give a +4 for the sharp, so it'll be 18.
Oh, right. Thank
Okay, nice. So, I'm going to roll this here because I don't want to get that many dice out. 8d8.
you. Oh no.
Okay.
Hello.
So,
Whoa. Hello.
oh wow, that's a lot of 6 and 8s.
Yeah, that is.
So,
yeah, I just saw that number.
those of you that succeeded are going to take half, which is 25. Those of
Thank
you
you,
that
Ephraim.
fail take 51 points of poison damage.
Yeah.
Did anybody
Is the
fail?
dwarf resistant to
Oh.
poison?
What?
Dwarf poison
I might
resistance?
be.
I think he lost it because of corruption, if I'm correct. I may be wrong.
Haven't we cleared
Yeah.
corruption off of him?
No!
It's not completely. We still haven't
Why
figured out
not?
exactly.
Because you are idiots!
I know what I'm doing this evening.
No.
We just forgot to do it.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm doing.
There's a couple of you
Yeah,
that still have some
I forgot
corruption.
as well, to be fair.
Bryn is the only one that has been asking me, hey, how much is my corruption? So, are you resistant to poison then? I don't remember if you lost it because of corruption, or even if you had it because of your half-breed. I don't know if you took the resistance to poison. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'd need to go and have a look through.
Okay. So you take a look at that.
I don't think so.
Those of you that failed the save, did anybody fail?
I succeeded thanks to Ephraim.
Okay. What about Eric and Ephraim? Eric
I got a
succeeded.
22.
And what about Ephraim?
And I got like, what was it? 10.
Okay, so Ephraim, you are also poisoned for 1 minute. Oh my god, I cannot read. Okay, and please remind me, at the start of each turn, you're going to take 1d8 poison. And you now have to use a bonus action to clear and cover your nose out of the reach of these putrid vines and plants. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. Now that was one of its action, of one of its attack. It's also going to try to bite on Ephraim.
Okay.
No, poor boy.
That is.
You can subtract a d6 from its attack roll.
Okay, so it's a 16 to hit. What's your AC?
Just.
But you can subtract
you
the
remove
d6.
16.
Bishar is using the
Well, actually, question for the DM. Yeah, do I have a reaction since I haven't actually gone, technically?
yeah. Yeah, this is not a
Alright,
surprise.
cool. You will... That's fine. You'll see Eric mutter the words in giant protect as his the runes on the armor on the pauldron on the left side glow. He's going to use his reaction, and I'm going to force the attacker to re-roll a d20. Hopefully roll lower.
That is lower. That is a 14 to hit.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
AC is higher.
Perfect.
Great.
And Quotl, followed by Eric.
He's gonna... God. Quattle wouldn't be able to vault the fence. He's not that kind of person, so,
No, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
No, nowhere near a Ninja Turtle. So he's gonna take advantage of the Guiding Bolt and do a 4th level Chromatic Orb at advantage.
Okay.
I'm glad you remembered, because I certainly forgot. That was
So close. 19, so 26 to hit.
26 to hit. That definitely hits, yeah.
Yep. And that is 68. Anyone want to change any damages or bits and pieces or...
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's roll.
Actually,
No,
you know what?
yeah.
Callum is not here, but I'm going to say it's going to turn into fire damage.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, 68 fire damage.
How much?
68.
6d8.
Okay. I was like, what the
68.
fuck?
6d8. Yeah, I was going. Yeah, I initially had 68, so I was like, Jesus.
32 damage.
32. You see it sets ablaze immediately, catching onto like the dried parts, ignoring the mouth. How much damage did you say?
32.
Okay, perfect. You see that the creature is like immediately consumed by the flames roaring.
Alright, bonus action. I will Storm Essence. So after I cast a spell at the first level I had, it was like thunder. No, can't do it because it was fire. Damn it. So I will Storm Walk. So I will fly 10 feet over the fence. And then I shall wander.
So you can hop the fence.
Well, I need to fly to hop the fence.
Sorry, one thing, since you brought it under half of its life, as the pines are being burned, you see this like cloud of spores starts quickly emanating from this creature. I'm going to need everybody in a 20 feet radius of the creature.
Hell.
How can I?
To regain 40 hit points.
No.
Can I do some funny wind shenanigans as my bonus action before that happens?
This will happen, and then maybe you can use your bonus action. Let me finish reading. In a 20 feet radius, so that's everybody, because you attack before moving, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I do it. Yeah, I did it after.
So everybody is covered in this heavily obscured cloud of spores, and I need each creature within the cloud to make a Constitution saving throw. Creatures that are poisoned have disadvantage on this.
Oh no, that's not good.
24.
9.
16.
Had a look back.
Those of you that rolled underneath a 17 are poisoned.
Great. Love it.
Oh.
And that's it.
So wait, if you're poisoned, what do you get?
Disadvantage on everything.
Disadvantage on life.
On
Advantage.
attack rolls and ability checks, not on saving throws.
So you become Eric.
Wow, okay, let's calm down. Eric does not have exhaustion currently.
What?
Currently is the keyword.
Currently,
What an
exactly.
amazing feat.
Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing.
So
well, it's your turn now, Eric, so...
so that's what happened
time
when
to get
it
exhausted.
was hurt. You have your bonus action and your movement.
So.
You wanted to use a bonus action to like try to gas the spores away?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So it says specifically that if you try to gas the spores away, they will move 10 feet in a direction of your choosing. So 10 feet away?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was 10 feet. Anything else, Quaddle?
That is me.
Perfect. Followed by Eric. Kauliki is next.
Okay, right, Eric wants to do some shenanigans. Just gonna check something real quick. So he's just outside of that. He is going to go 5.
Now you don't need to worry too much about the
Can I shift
AoE.
round?
You only
Yeah, I
need
think
to
I-
roll if you start
Yeah, I would
your
say if I
turn
can
inside
shift
the-
around rather than go back into the store.
Are you guys listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So only if you start your turn inside of
Yeah.
the AoE, you need to roll. So don't worry too much about it.
I am worried about it.
Okay, sweet. Then in that case, I might. Let's see, what's that? That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That was very convoluted. I should have just hopped the fence there. Yeah, I should have just hopped the fence. I don't know why I did. I just thought, no, that's some bullshit that's gonna happen if I hop the fence.
Easy. You are running around the creature, stabbing it with your halberd, and circling around it, cutting all
Yeah.
of the vines in a circular motion.
Yeah, that's fine. Bonus action, Giant's Might, and just start wailing on this thing.
Go for it. The magical number is
That's a
17.
natural 1 on the first hit. Uh, 24 on the second.
That hits.
Okay, then it is 1d10. Don't have my dice out. That's useful. 1d6.
How
That's
many
not
days
bad.
has it been since your?
That is.
How many days has it been since your weapon was turned necrotic?
Yeah, I'm keeping track. We're on.
It was.
We're on day 9.
Yeah. So your weapon would. Go
No,
back
sorry.
to-
We're on day.
It's like 7 days.
No. We had 15 days on the countdown. I'm currently on day 9, so it's still necrotic.
Okay.
Yeah. You? Because we're gonna do some stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to roll. Hang on. I need to double check something. Giant's Might. I can't remember on Fire Core whether it activates on. Just activates on the crit, if I remember correctly, which is fine. I think
so.
hopefully. So that is 14 slashing from the weapon and 3 from the Giant's Might, so 17 in total.
17. Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
How's it looking?
I would say at this point you have managed to cut half of the vines of this creature, making it smaller.
Right. Okay, do you know what? We're gonna go for it. We'll see what this creature does. I should have declared it as I hit. I will also use the Fire Rune. Not from the hell, but from the actual class ability. So it's going to do another 2d6 fire, and it must make a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Ooh, that's a nat 1.
So he's currently restrained. He takes an additional 9 fire damage. And then the target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turn.
Okay. And how much
not too
damage
bad.
does it take?
And that is me. 9.
9. Okay. Okay, perfect. Kauliki.
Are we fighting a plant creature or a magical plant?
I had the exact same idea as you.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, it's just a 4th level spell. I will cast Blight on it.
Blight. Okay.
You make me a Constitution saving throw, and if it is a plant creature or a magical plant, you make it this throw with disadvantage.
You said Constitution, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be a 17.
Did it make its throw with disadvantage?
You don't know.
Okay, it succeeds. But I need to know now. Is it a plant creature or it's not? Because it depends.
It is a plant creature.
Okay, so it takes the full damage halved.
Ah.
So it's
64, 32.
yeah, it would have been 64. It takes 32.
Still standing, very withered, very half of its body seems to be burning. The mouth is no longer opening, and it seems to be withering in a similar fashion as how the land and the crops surrounding it started to wither. Though at the end of your turn, beginning of the initiative, before Bishar's turn, you see how from all of the roots planted on the ground, a couple more of these creatures seem to come. Smaller in size.
Shit.
Smaller in size. But you see how and now I need to roll the initiative again. This one goes here.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
Can I, in the same turn, use my sorcery points to regain that blight spell?
Yeah, bonus action to use
Yeah.
sorcery points, and then you get the 4th level spell back.
Yep,
What's
I'm
that like?
doing that then.
Yeah.
As a bonus action.
Yeah, no problem. Bishar Yerrap.
Who uses sorcery points for casting more spells?
Yeah.
Wow,
How-
magic only.
I have
So there are
blight
currently 4 of them,
and twin
right?
spell. These
Yes.
are plant things.
Do the new ones, the ones that just spawned, do they look as strong as the one we have been fighting thus far?
They seem to be smaller in size, with less like vines and crops forming their body. With your passive perception, you can even see the root in the center of its body that is forming a bulb. Though you still do see the roots planted on the ground, absorbing like life essence from the crops. At this point, you do see how the earth starts to wither further and further down. I'm going to plant a couple of AoEs. It's 15 feet at this point that the earth has withered and everything has been consumed.
Right. Oh, do I need to do anything because I started within the aura, by the way?
Are you poisoned currently?
Yes.
So you don't need to make a save, you already failed, but you are going to take 1d8 poison damage. D8.
Fine.
And I'm going to roll my green for poison. And that's going to be 5 points of poison damage.
Alright. Is it an automatic save at the end of my turn, or is it something I need to spend an action or
At
something
the end of your turn, you can make a free action to save against the poison.
Alright. First of all, I'm going to move out of the aura.
Yeah.
Not sure if I'm risking an opportunity attack here, but I will.
You are. That's a 16 hit.
Now, I have a bit of an edge case question. If I were to use my reaction to cast shield,
He
would I
does
then be
have-
able to use my action to cast another spell within this turn?
Yes.
Yes. But you don't have a reaction until the start of your next turn.
But my turn has just started. Oh,
Yeah.
I got
Um,
yeah.
The creature is restrained, so it does make the attack of opportunity with disadvantage because of the fire chains.
That's more.
Just before.
Then
Okay.
I will shield in that case,
Okay.
sacrificing my reaction.
Okay.
I will use my bonus action to activate my starry form, which you've
Okay.
seen before. And then you can see, similarly
get a
to
new
when
miniature.
Sorry?
We need to get a new miniature so that I can morph you.
Yes, exactly. Similar to when I have cast conjuration spells or changed shape before, you can see the what's the word? The thin layer of clouds in the morning. You get outside. Mist, sure, whatever. Mist starts to coalesce around me, and I start to grow and become more hairy and bulky, similar to whenever Eric changes into his larger form, as I cast Polymorph and turn myself into a... what's the technical term? Oh, no, where is it? A giant ape.
Doesn't look like.
Which is a huge creature, so it has a 15 by 15 footprint.
Oh shit!
Party of furries, everybody.
It's basically a turn of
He's
preparation
joined the
because
dark
it
side.
takes my entire turn
Hey.
to transform myself.
How large did you say?
Huge.
Yeah, so that.
Shit.
I almost thought, is that a Donkey Kong? It's like, no, it's not.
I love it.
That's great, I love it. But that's my reaction, my bonus action, and my action, so that's me done for this.
Okay.
Action to save out the poison.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Make a
non-action.
roll. Make a Constitution. Saving throw.
Alright.
DC 17.
As a giant ape, my constitution is significantly higher than as Fisher.
It's
It's
all
still a 7 though,
according to
plus
plan.
4, so 11.
Perfect. You are immune to being poisoned in this way again until 24 hours.
Oh, 11 was enough? Oh, great.
No, wait, 11? Oh, I thought.
Yes.
Okay, so no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's pretty low.
Nah, DC 17, sorry.
Ah, alright.
Ephraim,
That's fine.
Yerrap. Ephraim, since you are starting
Okay.
your turn
Even though the
inside
main.
of the cloud of spores, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw to see if you become poisoned.
Yep.
He is already poisoned.
Oh, you are already?
Yeah, I was
you
Ah,
get-
poisoned.
okay. In that case,
Yeah.
Ephraim, you
So-
take 4 points of poison
Good
damage.
damage.
Yep.
How is Ephraim
Okay.
looking?
But having looked back, I realised I do have that thing.
Okay,
So
so
it's resistant. Not too bad because because I'm resistant. So it's like, I mean, he's a bit cut off and like some of his arms looking a bit withered, but he's still going.
okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Can I? So like, am I still right up with all like the tangled in the vines? Do I need to do like the bonus action thing to try and get out? Even though the thing has been like
No, you are not restrained or anything.
killed.
It just tried to beat you,
It,
Okay.
yeah, it is restrained, so.
and it no longer has an attack of opportunity. It
Yep,
uses
okay.
against Bishar, so
Well, in that case, I will. Yeah, I will start by walking or running away. Probably towards the direction of where I put my flaming sphere originally.
okay. So you
So
can
just so I can see like the fields where all the withering is.
Okay, I would say you can move up to like there. Your sphere is about
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's okay.
30 feet more in that direction.
So for the little ones that have come up, smaller ones, where are they compared to a flaming sphere and me?
So from your flaming sphere, you have 10 feet against one, 25 feet against another. And from you, the closest one is 20 feet.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will move the sphere 10 feet into the closest one to it.
Okay, perfect. That one is going to make a dexterity saving throw. Is a 17 enough?
Yep. Yes. So it's sort of, I don't know what it's doing to dodge, but anyway. Getting away. 2d6. That's cocked. Should be 6, but it's 3 fire damage. from that,
Okay,
because of the
so that's going to be
success.
6 points of fire damage against that one. Let me.
Okay. Vulnerable.
Tools rename.
Hmm.
This is number. Slumber 1. I should have put names to all of them,
Okay.
but anything else, Ephraim? That was your bonus action.
And just the one that's 20 feet away from me, I will just. What am I doing? I'll just shoot it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be a 6. 6. No.
That was number 1.
I assume.
And did 6 points of fire damage. So you are shooting number 1, the same one that you burned.
Yes, and that was definitely a miss. It was 6.
Oh yeah.
Um,
You grab
Wait,
your.
is that
so
the
saying
very
that I
first
will
one?
just.
Is that the very first shambler?
No, the main one I shall
one that
give it a
popped
number.
up.
The main
Okay,
the main one I didn't give it a number. That's
So seeing that I'll
Shambler
use.
Prime.
Yeah.
You conjure
It's a
your
big
magic,
one.
you shoot it, and you are
Um,
still coughing from the poison and the spores. Your aim is kind of misaligned.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anything else?
Okay. And I, just because I took a swiftness elixir before we got here, I'll just use my last 10 feet of movement to kind of back up from it just a bit. As long as just avoiding the other spores.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. The Shambler Prime is
Yeah.
is
Will
restrained.
take 2. Yeah, so he's going to take 2d6 fire damage at the start. 7.
Eric, how does this fire come? Is it because it's restrained or?
So it's restrained. So imagine like the glaive, because the glaive has reach as well. So as soon as it hits the enemy, the fire runes basically crackle, and then essentially grab onto the creature itself. So it's almost like putting it, restraining down all the limbs and such.
As you are holding it with your weapon, burning it from inside, it comes a point where all of those wither vines just get consumed by the fire, and at some point everybody gets startled. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw. I need Bishar and Kauliki to make a wisdom saving throw, please. Only Bishar, Kauliki, and Eric.
16.
Normally, I have a advantage and a +9. Currently, I do not. But I rolled 18, so 19.
21.
Nobody reacts at anything while the halberd is inserted on this creature, and out of nowhere, confetti comes pouring out of Eric, and nobody even bats an eye as the confetti just falls to the ground.
I
All according to plan.
forgot it. I honest to God forgot about the confetti.
Now, this one over here. This one over here is going to put one of its vine onto the root and disappear and reappear next to this other one over here, and they are going to merge together. The two
Oh,
vines
God's sake.
growing in size. Nope, that's too much. That's too much. Okay, that one just merges with another one. Quattle, you're up.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Aw.
Hmm. Villager. Hmm.
Aw.
Hmm.
Oh.
What are you doing,
Mhm,
Quattle?
mhm. I'm looking for a line, good sir. There we go. Bonk. I shall move there. And then I shall cast for the first time. That means I need to make a wild magic roll.
Make 2.
Halin adding to the chaos.
Let chaos reign.
First one is 5. 6. Okay. And fuck's sake, not again. 25, a confused brown bear appears in an occupied space within 60 feet of the caster.
It has obtained citizenship.
And the
How many
number
feet
5,
of the caster?
60.
60.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say there.
And 7, a writhing swarm of rats lift and carry the caster 30 feet in a random direction.
Squeak, squeak, motherfucker.
Why don't you roll me a d8?
Okay, day.
1.
This could immediately fuck
two,
up my plan.
Probably will fuck up your plan.
Yes. 2.
Yeah.
So you move in. That would be with the north. That would be northeast. So you actually move outside of the map. How many feet?
30.
You move.
You are
Just
still moving in that line.
Yeah.
behind the fence.
Okay.
Yeah. You are like there.
I don't think I'll be able to catch both. It is a 5-foot line, so I should be able to get both of them there.
You know, we can actually use a cone
Oh.
and adjust it to be 5. So it's like that.
Okay. It is a range of 100 feet long, so for the
You are
first
going to
time ever,
touch
you'll
both.
see a lightning bolt. Of course, he'll reach up one hand to the sky and with the residual like storm there, pull a bolt down, and then force it out while getting carried away by the rats. Out through his hand, and it'll go directly through both of the
This episode is definitely going
chamblers.
to be called Squeak Squeak.
Yeah. There's
So-
no other way right now.
A
No.
dex save, please.
Dex save for both of them. The first one is going to be a 19. The second
Mhm.
one is going to be a 14.
Okay, so DC 15.
Okay.
So 1 fail, 1 success.
Lightning damage.
24.
Okay, perfect. So the one further away, you see as your thunder comes, it's immediately consumed by the electricity, burning it on fire immediately. This one is no more. This other one still has a little bit of life.
Okay, and what's the actual range towards this one? Just out of range for that, so I will storm walk again, another 15 feet back onto the map. There we go.
Perfect.
And that is me.
Eric, you're up.
Right. So, if the DM could kindly just enlarge me to a large size, that'd be great. I am going. Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Only
Right?
large. Jeez.
Hopefully. On each. Wow. Yeah. Wait till the later levels. I will rival your size, good sir.
You can get up to huge.
Yeah. Later levels, I get bigger, and I hit harder.
Mm.
That's what she said.
Move this.
Oh, sorry.
Better, faster, stronger.
Mhm.
So,
Right, I'm gonna move 35 feet.
Oh, wait.
If I can.
Give me a second. I need to roll the initiative for the bear. Yeah, the bear in all of its confusion is last.
I rolled a 4.
I mean,
I
Is
rolled
he
a 1.
last? Yeah, me too. The bear has a good dex.
Bear
Is
5e.
Where's the bear? Oh, there's the
Brown-
bear. Okay.
brown
Oh,
bear.
it's the. I think I have it in my summoning thingy. Oh,
Yeah,
no, I
you
don't.
can.
Yeah, no, you are still last. He's still the last one. The bear is very
Oh, okay.
confused. So,
yeah, he's very confused.
Eric, what's your name?
Yeah. I am going to go ahead and wail on this particular fellow. Should I have? Yeah.
Ah, you're good. With,
Yeah,
with
go
the
on,
reach
I'll
of your
move
weapon,
up.
you are good.
Yeah, I'll move right to the edge, just to be good on that, and go 2 swings with the glaive, which is a 23 to hit,
Hit. AC 17.
and a 21.
Dot hits, yeah.
Very good. Lovely jubbly. So let's go for 1d10 plus Giant's Might with a 6. That's not bad rolls. That is 11 plus 4, which is 15. And then for the second one, slightly worse. That is 7, so a total of 22 damage.
Okay, perfect. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So, this one. Since this one... Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Stay where you were. Okay. Since this one is next to one of the roots, as a bonus actually, no, this wasn't prime, so it has it. Okay. So, it's going to, as one of its action, pour half of its body into the pine, and I need somebody to roll me 3d8, please.
Me. 1, 2. Oh my god, where are the d8s? 3. 2, 7, 7.
So that's 16 points. Okay, it's going to take 16 points of damage on itself, as this is going to increase in size by another 10 feet. 15. So now, Eric, since that increase in size, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
What am I rolling for? You cut out there for me.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
Oh, also the brown bear fails.
Okay. Yep, I'm just thinking, do I want to... Oh, shucks, I should have done it. Oh well. I think I fail on this one. It's going to be a 12.
Yeah, that's a failure. You're going to take 3d8 necrotic damage. Oh, that's 22 points of
Alright.
damage. Yeah, 7, 8.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you're going to
Okay.
take that, and the creature is going to actually heal half of it. So it goes.
No, don't do that. Is that
Okay,
yeah.
is that a magic thing?
Right,
Is he
yeah.
magicking?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a magical
No, it's
effect,
an
but it's not
ability.
a spell. It's like something
So-
innate to this creature.
So a bit late to counter spell at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see how from
Yeah.
this root in the
Yeah.
middle, the okay.
Sorry, not you, the random people outside yelling at my house.
you see how the ground continues withering, and at this point, the bear also takes the damage.
And fucking dies because it's a bear.
That's 11, 19.
Where is it?
How
Yeah.
much life does a bear have? The bear
don't
starts
know.
to wither a lot,
Bear.
and the creature heals another 11 points, so that's going to put it at.
Oh shit.
Okay, and that was its bonus action. As its action, it's going to first of all. Eric, are you poisoned?
No, not currently.
Okay, so this creature is going to use its bad breath ability in a cone. So it's both you and the bear
shit.
need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Bad breath indeed.
DC 17.
Not bad.
Ooh,
I've been-
the bear succeeds.
Yeah, I make it.
You make it perfect.
18.
In that case, you are going to take half damage of 8d8. Fuck, I forgot how strong that is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big
Okay.
one.
8d8.
Woo!
The bear is dead.
Jesus. So that's 22.
These poor bears. I'm very sorry.
The bear,
Dear listeners, if you or watchers, if you like bears, but I can't help it.
It's also, you don't create them, you just teleport them in from somewhere.
yeah, you see that the bear goes, falls to the ground trying to grab its nose, and it starts like gargling this white foam out of its mouth as the bear stops breathing. So 45, if you succeeded the Constitution saving throw, that's half. That was one of its attack.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to try to bite you. That
Nom,
is 12 plus 7 for a 19. Yeah.
Ooh. Hang on. I do have a reaction. It's another creature. Okay. No, can't stop this one. Meets it, beats it.
Okay. So that's going to be 3d8 plus 4 piercing damage, plus 2d8 poison.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
let's go.
So that's going to be a total of 10 piercing and
Yep.
6 poison as the teeth of this creature sink into your body. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, that's it for this one. Kauliki Yerrap.
Can you move me up to 30
sorry.
feet? Yeah.
Sorry, just quick reaction. Since it's ended its turn within 30 feet of me, I'm going to activate my stone rune and say sleep on it. Say wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
DC 14.
Ooh, they are. Oh, they are wise. That's an 11 plus 3. What was the DC?
Is it better?
Oh, just.
I'm guessing.
Just. You just.
Oh,
Very
somebody
wise
should make me cast a
plans.
sleep spell. I wonder what will happen.
I
Yeah.
know nobody
I was
shines
Very
just
wise.
because nobody
Okay.
is on money.
It was a good try. Good try. Kauliki, what
No,
are you
no,
doing?
all good.
Move me so I am 30 feet in range of both the plant and the root.
Okay, so that you would have to climb the fence and come up to here. So that would be enough movement. Yeah, enough movement to get there. No problem.
Okay, bonus action, make a level 2 spell slot into sorcery points. Use the sorcery points immediately for a twin spell of blight.
Oh,
The
you see,
root
Kauliki,
and the
Kauliki very
plant.
giddily comes, has some trouble climbing over the fence. The eyes glow.
I have a climbing speed.
Yeah, the eyes glow, the halo appears, the wings kind of like straighten up. You need what save?
DC 16 Constitution from both the plant and the root.
With disadvantage.
Exactly.
Both of them fail.
64 points of damage to both of them.
You see as the root is consumed immediately. The ground is still withered, but it seems like the effect is not expanding anymore. The plant is still standing.
Damn.
I wanted to empower the spell, but I can't. It's actually max.
Yeah.
Also, can you not only use one thingy per spell or something? What's it called?
No,
Modification?
empowered it works with other.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
depends on the meta magic.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually.
Perfect. That was Kauliki. Perfect.
Yep.
The smaller one. What is the smaller one doing? Let me read my notes. This is what happens whenever I do a lot of homebrew.
it dies. It just fucking dies. It has enough of this world.
Okay. You see that this other creature is just going to. Okay. This other creature is just going to grab onto the root. And actually, I don't think any of you see this. But for the other people seeing this, you would notice how this expands not by 10 but by 40 feet. As that was 15 plus 40, that is 55. As the creature itself merges with the root, and you
Damn.
start seeing how the ground from the other side starts being corrupted, how it withers, and how the grass dies immediately, turning black. How the grain that was laid on the floor, ready to be processed, immediately dries and falls to the ground. Bishar, you're up.
Without any regard for my own personal safety, I will just beeline straight towards this guy.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Bishar,
Kushi.
as you enter into the part of the ground that has been withered and corrupted, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 17.
Yeah, I was assuming as much. That's a natural 20 for 24.
How far away is he from me?
I cleanse all corruption in the world. Instantly. Capital demons die. And I will just try and hit the fucker. I'm still poisoned, right?
Yes.
Alright, is there no way for me to cleanse it, or is it only the automatic
it's
one? that
at
I
the
want
end
to-
of your. Actually, you actually take 1d8. You take 9 points of poison damage, and at the end of
Right.
your turn, you make
Oh.
a free save.
I should admit that.
Sorry?
So
What? Oh, alright.
what?
So
what
I
are
will
you
just attack with this.
Oh, I should have
I will-
made it. You're right.
doing? No, go ahead and make it, and tell me where in your turn in a moment. So what are you
I
doing?
will
Richard?
just attack with disadvantage, I guess, because I'm poisoned. So the first one, oh, that's 2 15s plus 9 is a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Alright. So
Book smash.
that's 6, 12, 9, 17 plus 6, so 23 bludgeoning damage.
How would you like to do this?
I will just fucking curb stomp it in the ground. Just one huge fist, obliterate it like squashing a bug.
No. So we are going to jump out of initiative.
Oh,
But-
alright.
As you have finished killing all of the creatures and there's no imminent threat, though you do see how the withering effect of this root keeps spreading slowly.
I will
Of this
just
other
use my
root.
remaining movement and second attack to attack the root. I think I have enough to get here. And hit it as well.
Yeah. So you guys, without an issue, finish taking the roots. You're going to take some damage. Bishara, you with your ape form, you sustain all of the damage while moving around in the wither corruption. But even after taking out these roots, the corruption on the floor, the withering effect still stands. And once you take a second to cover your wounds and to check inside of the granary and the mill, you do see how at least half of the grains inside of there have been turned into a black goo. And that's where we
I
are
will-
going to finish tonight's episode.
Okay.
So,
That was great. Squeak,
You-
squeak.
you guys have
Squeak.
two weeks to come up with plans to avoid how half of the food in this granary
Oh,
goes to waste.
I was going to say, we need you. The sun is getting low, big guy. And cleanse the
This
corruption.
guy is hitting the corruption in the ground, trying to kill it. Currently.
So, guys,
I mean, I've got a couple of expansions on it.
Yeah, I've made your actually.
perfect. Note all of your plans,
I
all of your
don't.
ideas, and we'll get them into action in 2 weeks. In the meantime, everybody else, keep on weaving.
Bye.
Bye bye.